Yeah!
You're gonna learn all about the scientific method! Step 1 of the scientific method is to state the question. Step 2 is write a hypothesis, which is the answer to the question. Step 3 is to run experiments to test the hypothesis. Step 4 is to record and display your data. The last step is to draw conclusions from your data. We are the BPGP group! Our question is, how will the mass and elevation affect the momentum of the toy Jeep? Our hypothesis is, the more the mass, the more the momentum, the more the elevation, the more the momentum. Oh yeah.
Okay, this is the BPGP group, and their materials are just a wooden piece of shelving for their ramp. We have 6 encyclopedias to elevate their ramp. We have 3 meter sticks for measuring, and we have a tissue box, which is going to be the stopper, a toy Jeep, blue painter's tape. We have some known masses, 50 grams, 100 grams, and 200 grams. And then we have also pencil and paper for recording all of their data. All right, we got the BPGP group right here in front of us. Our first setup, real simple. We got 4 encyclopedias stacked on top of each other. We've got our ramp coming down. And we've got our starting line, we've got our tissue box, what the Jeep is actually going to be pushing to measure momentum, and we have our 3 meter sticks taped back to back for our track. And we're going to be measuring how far the Jeep, after it comes down the ramp, is going to push the tissue box. And we're going to start off by putting 50 grams weight on top of the Jeep using 10 centimeters of blue tape. This is trial 1, 4 books, 50 grams. Okay, on your mark, get set, go. We're measuring trial 1. How many centimeters would you say?
35.
This is trial 2, 4 books, 100 grams. And ready, and 1, 2, 3, go. Trial 2 measurement, what would you say, guys?
43.
43 centimeters. Trial 3, 200 grams and 4 books. Ready, on your mark, get set, go. All right, and trial 3, 200 grams is?
43.
43, excuse me, 48 centimeters. This is trial number 4 with 4 books and 400 grams on the toy Jeep. Here we go, on your mark, get set, go. All right. All right, trial 4 at 400 grams is what?
53.
53 centimeters. All right, this is trial number 5 with 4 books and 500 grams. Let's check it out, y'all. Here we go. On your mark, get set, go. There she goes. All right, this is trial number 5, 500 grams. How far do you guys say?
55.
55. I can't drive 55. There you go, 55 centimeters. All right, we are at the second setup now, which is 6 books high, and we're going to start all over again with 50 grams. Here we go. On your mark, get set, go. All right, what's our measurement, Jesse?
49 centimeters.
All right, this is setup number 2, 6 books with 100 grams. Ready, on your mark, get set, go. Jesse, what's our measurement?
54 centimeters.
54 centimeters. All right, this is 6 books with 200 grams. Here we go. And on your mark, get set, go. And 6 books high, 200 grams. What's the measurement, ladies?
56.
56 centimeters. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Daddy, the 6 book setup with 400 grams. Here we go. On your mark, get set, go. Woo! All right, 6 books and 400 grams. What was the measurement, ladies?
80 centimeters.
80 centimeters. That's our farthest so far, I believe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for our last trial, this is 500 grams at 6 books high. We're real curious to see what happens here. All right, Brianna, on your mark, get set, go!
Whoa.
Woo! All right, ladies, what was our measurement for 500 grams at 6 books?
82 centimeters.
A whopping 82 centimeters. That breaks the all-time record. 82, y'all, 82. All right, this is our control group for 6 books high. There's no mass on the Jeep, but we're going to keep the tape there, see how far it goes. Ready? On your mark. Get set. Go. All right, this is control group with 6 books high. How far did it go? 37 centimeters. Ladies and gentlemen, this is control group for 4 books high. There's no mass on the Jeep, but we're going to go ahead and keep the tape there. Ready? Whenever you are.
And it's going to like do so much.
Oh, look at that. Very impressive, very impressive. Let's measure it. Okay, this is control group for 4 books high. What's our measurement, ladies and gentlemen? 33 centimeters. 33 centimeters.
Our conclusion is the higher the mass, the higher the momentum, the higher the elevation,
The higher the momentum.
Hello, we are the Pop Rockers.
Our question is, what liquid will react the most to Pop Rocks?
Our hypothesis is that Sprite will react most to Pop Rocks.
Sprite is yummy.
We have Pop Rockers here, and we have their supplies. They've got a 2 liter of Sprite, vinegar, some regular water, a Coke, 4 packages of Pop Rocks, some measuring cups, scissors for opening up the Pop Rocks. We've got some graduated cylinders, Big Daddy in the background, 1,000 milliliter graduated cylinder, and 3 500 milliliter graduated cylinders. And we also have some bins to kind of contain the mess, a clipboard, and their chart that they're going to fill out as they collect their data from their experiment. All right, first we have to measure out exactly 100 milliliters of each of the liquids. Right here is 100 milliliters of water in a measuring cup. All right, next we're going to pour the 100 milliliters of water into Big Daddy, the big graduated cylinder. And we're going to repeat this process for all of the liquids. We're going to pour out 100 milliliters of Sprite next. Okay, we're going to pour the 100 milliliters of Sprite into the graduated cylinder. And we kind of tip it to allow it to go in nice and easy. We're going to pour 100 milliliters of Coke next. We're going to pour Coke into the graduated cylinder, 100 milliliters exactly. Next, we're going to pour 100 milliliters of vinegar in the measuring cup. Next, we're going to pour the vinegar into the graduated cylinder, 100 milliliters. And you guys look so excited.
Yeah.
The next thing we have to do is cut open each little bag of Pop Rocks so we can pour them into the graduated cylinders. Now is the time. We're going to start by observing the reaction with Pop Rocks in our control group, which is water. Pop Rocks and water. Go for it, guys. Make sure all the Pop Rocks get in there. And we're going to observe and measure the reaction. Heft is recording everything she observes onto the chart. Any kind of reaction. See bubbles.
Little pieces of it coming to the
Yep.
top.
And it rose to the 110 milliliter mark. Pop Rocks versus Sprite. Oh, wow. A bigger reaction.
Oh, it's going to the top instead of sinking. Like.
Yep. And that's interesting. Yeah, the Pop Rocks are all at the top versus at the bottom. Rose all the way up to 140 milliliters.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Very interesting reaction there. Our next group is Pop Rocks versus Coke. Let's see the reaction, ladies. Pour it in there. Make sure you get it all.
Kind of rose.
A little bit similar to the Sprite. The highest point would be 115. Our last experimental group, that is Pop Rocks versus vinegar. Let's see what it looks like here. Pop Rocks versus vinegar.
Okay, that's sank. Like.
Yeah, it sank right to the bottom, which is very different.
Like it.
Yeah, instantly sank. That's different than all the other groups so far. And its highest point so far seems to be 110. same as water.
Our conclusion is that Sprite did have the biggest reaction to Pop Rocks.
Hello! We are the Triple SMLT Bubbles Explosion!
Our question is, what liquid reacts most to baking soda?
Our hypothesis is that vinegar will react most to baking soda!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the baking soda group. We're going to take a look at their materials. They're all ready to go. We've got some Pepsi, we've got some water, some iced tea, vinegar, and we've got, of course, the baking soda. We've got some measuring cups and measuring spoon. We have 3 graduated cylinders. They're all 3 at the 500 milliliter graduated cylinder, and then we got Big Daddy in the back, 1,000 milliliter graduated cylinder. All right, step 1 is to measure out exactly 100 milliliters of each of the liquids and pour them into the graduated cylinders. We're going to start with Pepsi. Next, we have to pour the Pepsi into the graduated cylinder and make sure we got exactly 100 milliliters of Pepsi. Okay, next we're going to pour out exactly 100 milliliters of the iced tea into the measuring cup. Next, we're going to pour the 100 milliliters of green tea into the graduated cylinder. Next, we're going to pour 100 milliliters of water into the measuring cup. We're going to pour the 100 milliliters of water into the graduated cylinder once again. Next, we're going to pour out 100 milliliters of vinegar. 100 milliliters of vinegar into the measuring cup. All right, we're going to pour the 100 milliliters of vinegar into Big Daddy, the 1,000 milliliter graduated cylinder. Big Daddy. Next, we're going to scoop out exactly 1 tablespoon of baking soda. Next, we're going to pour the baking soda into the Coca-Cola and observe and record any kind of reaction that we notice. We're going to record. Do you see it bubbling and fizzing? And
It sank. It didn't float, it sank.
yeah, it looks like the highest point was about at 140 milliliters, I would say, was its highest point. All right, next we're going to pour the 1 tablespoon of baking soda into the green tea. Green tea, ladies and gentlemen. And a minute ago I said Coke, but I meant Pepsi. That was Pepsi. Okay, pour it in. See any kind of reaction here. Minimal reaction.
It went up like
It turned a
barely.
different color.
So it went like from 100 to like 1.
10 maybe?
What is that? 5 or 10? Yes.
These are 5s.
Yeah. So 110.
I would say yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
110.
Chalky.
And virtually hardly any reaction at all. No, I don't see. Did you see any bubbling? I don't see any bubbling.
Like it
became more
Like it didn't bubble up, but it like bubbled like near the end. So
Okay.
yeah.
Not
And it became really chalky.
very little.
looking.
Chalky looking. Okay. Chalky
Like
looking. All right, our next one, we're going to do the control group, which is water and baking soda. Water and baking soda, our control group. Let's go, Savannah. Okay, any reaction at all?
It got like way.
A few bubbles, a very few bubbles,
It got chalky and it turned white.
and it went up to about 110 again.
I think I have a conclusion. It's always gonna be chalky.
Always going to be chalky, huh? Now, this is their hypothesis. They believe that it's going to react the most with the vinegar. Well, we'll see if that's true. Right here, we've got 1 tablespoon and 100 milliliters of vinegar in Big Daddy. Let's go! Ooh, and it's rising, even higher. Woo! And it's sinking a little bit. All kinds of bubbling and fizzing and popping going on there.
The highest point was about right here. So that's
Right at 1,000, I would say, wouldn't you say?
exactly.
The highest point was right about at 1,000 milliliters. Whoa!
It's chalky too.
It's chalky in the end, not Chucky.
Not chalky.
But boy, it fizzed all the way up to the 1,000 milliliter mark, 1 liter.
Our conclusion is that baking soda reacted the most to vinegar. We are the Rocket Racers!
Our question is, which combination of liquids will make our rocket car go fastest and farthest?
Oh yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the rocket racers here. They've got all their materials ready to go. We've got a jug of water. We've got some measuring cups. We got 5 100-milliliter graduated cylinders. We got some bottled water, apple juice, orange juice, lemon juice, and vinegar. We've got our actual rocket car. We've got my phone for a stopwatch. We have a very, very long measuring tape that measures in feet and inches. And we have the equipment from the rocket car kit to go ahead and scoop out 10 grams of baking soda, and we have the baking soda. So I think we're ready to go. Okay, the first thing we have to do is pour